Am I the a-hole for telling my sister to stop saying I have pretty privilege and it's her fault she looks ugly? I have a sister who is 25. I will call her Tessa. I am just going to be blunt and say I look better than her. It's due to her not taking care of herself at all. When I was staying active, she was not. I spend my money to get skincare and keeping my hair nice. She doesn't dress nicely either. She is always in sweats even going somewhere nice. Overall, I just look better than her. She has the money to do these things, she just doesn't. Now every time I see her she will comment something about the way I look. If I tell a story that turns out good for me, she will tell me it's because I am pretty and so on. I assume she is jealous and I have talked to her about it. Now I just passed my test to get my license for my job. I was telling the story at dinner and she told me I passed since I was pretty. Makes no sense. I had enough and told her to stop saying I have pretty privilege and that it is her fault that she looks ugly, not mine. She left the table after calling me the C word and my family is split. Let's read some of the comments and I'll tell you my thoughts. This person writes, not the a-hole, your sister seems insufferably insecure. If she won't take care of her vanity, she reaps what she sowed. Maybe give her some skincare tips, like getting sleep, staying hydrated, and maybe even recommend a facial moisturizer for her. Giving her a solution to her problem might raise her self-esteem. Of course, this is just to say she doesn't know where to begin rather than having the knowledge and just seethes in jealousy. If she doesn't take that advice and run with it, then that's her problem fully. She no longer has a valid reason to complain about you being more prettier than her. Family torn? Tell them you tried helping her with her health and skincare. They can't really complain then. Jealousy is hideous anyways. Edit. I just want to say that I personally don't agree with the specific insult OP used against her sister. However, OP's sister has been essentially just stating you're nothing without your looks, making OP's achievements less deserving of praise by saying that. It's not right to call someone ugly when you know they're insecure, but OP's clearly fed up with being reduced to just her looks and it probably just slipped out. Does it mean she's the a-hole though? Bro, no, never. What the F? Everyone has a limit on their patience and hurtful things can slip out. Her sister does it all the time and seems to not be able to control her envy. I can guarantee you many people reading this post have called their siblings some worse stuff or vice versa out of rage or annoyance. Anyone who hasn't, you're either a saint or you're like a second parent to them. Good job for real. OP responded, I've done this before. She looks quite similar to me. If she put in effort, we would look really similar, but she doesn't. This person writes, your sister has low self-esteem and is projecting her self-hatred onto a convenient target, you. I am assuming because you live at home and just got your license you were younger, even a teen. It's super inappropriate for an adult of 25 to bully their younger sister. You don't want to turn into her, hurling insults back and stooping to her level. The most powerful thing you can do is not react. Just literally walk away. She no longer exists for you. Don't share anything about your life with her. Don't engage in conversation. Don't react to her insults. She gets a dopamine rush each time you get upset after her jabs. Deny her that. Deny her the relief she feels in bullying you. Just because you are blood relatives doesn't give her a right to your time and energy. You control the relationships in your life. She needs to earn it with you. She is not entitled to you. This person writes, not the a-hole. Pretty privilege is a thing, but you can't just shit on everything someone does because they're pretty. It sounds like she has some deeper shit going on and she takes it out on you. Another person writes, I feel like pretty is a privilege mostly in casual situations and can be a liability in more professional ones. But people rarely talk about how you aren't taken seriously or you are always mistaken for a secretary as a woman at work if you take care of your looks. Maybe people have different experience, but this is mine. Another person writes, everyone sucks here. She is wrong and jealous. That's clear, but you didn't have to call her ugly. That was rude too. As a fellow conventionally pretty girl, you have to admit there are times being pretty does play in your favor though, lol, which doesn't make you an a-hole. It's just the way of the world. This person writes, everyone sucks here, pretty privilege is a real thing, but I don't see it coming into play here. She's an a-hole for discrediting your accomplishments. But you're also an a-hole for calling her ugly. People don't have to put tons of effort into their appearance to be treated with decency. I'm sure she's experienced discrimination before, especially if she's overweight like you imply. She was wrong here, and may be wrong about you getting pretty privilege in other circumstances, but you're an a-hole here for basically telling her any discrimination she faces for being ugly is her fault. OP did not mention anything about her sister facing discrimination because she was ugly. This comment is a bit of a stretch. Another person writes, everyone sucks here. Cruelty is never the way. You took the bait. You know she's unhappy and not dealing well. It's okay to ignore these comments as if you don't hear them. She may stop when they don't get a reaction. It's a superpower to stay pleasantly detached and not allow people to solicit a reaction to their nonsense from you. And now for my thoughts. And as much as I do believe pretty privilege is a thing, it has its limits. This story made me think of the scripture in the Bible about turning the other cheek, but how long do you have to turn the cheek for a bully? OP's sister has been bullying her about her looks, telling her that her accomplishments are all because of her looks, which is insulting. Let's not forget that after OP stood up for herself, her sister called her the C word. OP is not the a-hole in this instance. She stood up for herself, albeit a bit harsh. Her sister is the a-hole for being a bully, and on the a-hole meter she scored a 6 out of 10. OP's sister needs to stop projecting her insecurities and instead look for a way to fix them by making a change if she's unhappy with what she sees in the mirror, therapy, or acceptance. We've come to the end. Do you think OP was the a-hole or not? Do you believe pretty privilege is a thing? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Please like, share, subscribe for more. Bye.